is Thursday, September 9th. Got a big show. 5 stocks that are soaring. I'm going to show you one stock that I made 140% on yesterday. $16 turned into like $38. It was great. We're going to look at the market because there are certain things that are going on in the market that are a little bit frothy. A bunch of single stocks. I'm going to point out to you stocks that I brought up each month this year. And the trades that I gave to folks each month this year. So each month, then we're going to talk about the Apple event, then an IPO for a crypto exchange with based on some of the stocks that are moving today. It's going to be crazy. Now, I want to take you back to yesterday morning. I was live on air and Rosa brought up OCTO. Okay. And it had news on it. It had news. And I said, you know what? I'm going to buy it. I was able to look at the chart on Webull, able to bring it up. Now, I'm under a PDT rule in Webull because I have less than $25,000. So I can't do a lot of day trading. Typically, I swing trade a lot of triple levered ETFs and things of that sort. So I've been able to grow the account from $1,000 to $13,000. It's been good. This type of thing I would normally do trading wise in my Fidelity account, but I would be watching the charts. So it's not normal, but I think a lot of people got in here. I bought here right at about 8:30 when I got on air. She brought it up. I said, hey, it's good. It's got confirmation. I saw this and you can see it on the screen. It's got confirmation. If you don't know what confirmation is, go over to the newsletter and just type in search for confirmation. You can find all the explanations of what confirmation is, but it's got confirmation. Now, as I got through the newsletter, I said, ooh, here it lost confirmation. Now, I bought down here at about $9, $10, $13, somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe 26. I don't exactly know the dollar amount that I bought, but it was around a good price. I sold here at $38. Now, it ran all the way to 83. So did I optimize this? No. But 143% is a win. And if I wanted to, I could have waited for confirmation here, bought at 44, and then sold at 67 again because it had confirmation. And again, you see, when the market opens and there's news, it started soaring. The news was crazy. Want to know what this company is? OCTO was up 4,000% yesterday. AAPL. It will become the first world coin. This is Sam Altman's digital coin. It's his cryptocurrency, world coin. Tom Lee's BMNR bought 13.7 million shares at $1.47. That means Tom Lee multiplied his investment by 40 times yesterday. 40 times. Congrats to those that hold BMNR like me. But if you want to sit and trade, that is the most effective way to trade. And there were a ton of them yesterday. Okay. Zone was up 8%. It's up 42% in pre-market. Okay. After the company disclosed it bought 285 million Dogecoin for about $68 million through its treasury strategy. This is what's going on. There are a few that I'm going to bring up today. Okay. We're going to get out of this strategy tester and we're just going to do 5 minutes after our charts. DSY, this one up over 600%. Would I trade this one? The answer is no. Because look at how it pumped up there. It had confirmation. If you had just thought, oh my God, it's got confirmation, it's going to go, you would have lost a lot of money. There is a way to trade these. LGHL. This is another one. It's up over, let's see, this one is up 38%. Would I trade this one once it had confirmation? You could have. Now, no. I would wait for the open to see if this one pops. If it does, go and trade it. It's trading the charts. This is momentum trading at its best. STEC. This one is up 262%. YOUL is another one. This one is up 91%. This is one that I might be sitting there looking at the chart, waiting for the confirmation, because in pre-market, this hit $8.23. It is now trading at $3.40. So if it gets a bid, it could run up there. Another one, CWD. Okay, this one is up over 2,500%. Right now it's at 2,000%. It's at 46.81. I was just trying to trade this one on my Fidelity account. I can't do it because I'm doing too much on screen and I don't want to show people my Fidelity account, blah, blah, blah. But all of this, most of these moves are around crypto and treasuries and just news like that. So understand, the market is, in a sense, frothy. Because you've got moves like this. The fear and greed index, it's not greedy. It's neutral. Okay? The VIX, which I've told you is a key factor, it's at 15. And then we go and look at the 10-year bond. Remember the 10-year bond? This was just 6 months ago at 4.3. It's down to 4.06. That is a big move. The market is telling you it's okay to move higher. But that's sometimes when something comes out of left field, hits the market. So you need to know where your stocks are on a chart, where your stocks and ETFs are on a chart. That's why I like TrendSpider. Literally, I can pull up my brokerage account here and I can go down and just hit the down arrow and see these charts and take 15 minutes a day and understand it. If you can't do something like this and it's not saving your time, or you have to type in your symbols every time you have to go in there, think about TrendSpider. It is a far more powerful tool than what I even show on here. Okay, $52 a month. For the standard, get the yearly subscription of whichever tier you want. And that will get you the 4-hour algorithm. You're going to see me use the 4-hour algorithm quite a bit because we're going to go over a lot of charts. But what could be something that comes out of left field and hits this market could be like last month. Because at 10 a.m., we have a jobs revision number. So all of these signs are that risk assets are attractive. It's getting silly. And at some point, it will come down. But earnings growth has been incredible. Earnings growth in the S&P 500, and specifically, I brought it up yesterday, specifically with the Alpha Picks portfolio, which is outperforming. Earnings are what's driving the market. Now, Steve Kress, big earnings beats top 10 stocks that crushed Q2 expectations. This is just a masterclass. Add these to a watch list. Get the 10 of them, add them to a watch list. I will tell you, of the 10, I hold a 5-figure position in 4 of these. And I will just bring up one of them. One of them is COMM. Okay? We can go down here. I don't know where COMM. I'm just going to read to you from where it is. COMM, quant score, strong buy. Okay? This is after it ran over 100% in just 6 months. It's up 247%. I bought a ton of it at $14.49. So am I up 100, 200%? No, but it's still a strong buy. Quant sector rating, number 2 out of 542. In the industry, it's ranked number 1 out of 40. CommScope provides infrastructure solutions for communications, data center, and entertainment networks. Our number 1 quant-rated communications equipment, a major provider of networking technology to cable giants like Comcast and Charter. Okay, let me just put into perspective how long this has been a good pick and why I was late buying it at $14. It's the top 4 AI infrastructure stocks that Steve Kress put out earlier this year. Top 10 stocks for the second half, which was announced in June. It's also a featured stock in the Pro Quant portfolio, which I don't even have access to. But again, COMM is one of these stocks that the top 10 stocks that crushed Q2 expectations. And here's Goldman Sachs saying invest recommendations from Q4 approach. Again, this is an amazing list. I brought up several of these because it ranks them by quant rating. And it tells you, here they are. I bought several of these that I have five figure positions in. It's also, there are a lot of these that are alpha picks. Now, this isn't an alpha pick, but this is an interesting hypothesis, okay? So CoreWeave, this was a recent IPO. This isn't like, oh my God, it's been out there for all time. This is one of the Mag 7. No, this has been around for 5 months. 5 months. And yesterday afternoon, had you had TrendSpider, and you just went in and you said, you know what? I want access to this one because over the past 5 months, the 4-hour algorithm makes you 220. You can see it right on your screen. 221% versus buying and holding for 5 months has made you 143%. You've almost doubled your performance, and it gave you a buy at 95. But what's interesting about this particular news story, okay? They launched a venture arm. So now think of it this way. Look at what giving $10 billion of cloud space to OpenAI has done for Microsoft. That's what CoreWeave's going to do. They're going to give their cloud space to some up and coming AI businesses, and CoreWeave is going to benefit from those investments. So I think that's a good realm. Now we're going to go over some stock charts of some stocks that I've recently brought up. Uber, it's at $94. This one was under $90, okay? It's going to trigger a buy in the 4-hour algorithm. When the candle opens up, it will. I know the formula. It will. If you want to get in there, I think it's a $100 stock. And I brought that up many times before. Might not seem like 94 to 100 is a big move. That's a big effing move. Rocket, I brought this one up. I said if it holds over 15, it probably will move. And yes, it's at $20. I brought that one up. 4-hour algorithm had you buy in here at $19.94. I always say that, hey, it's probably going to move even higher than it was. Where's the next realm? Right at about 21. If you get past 21, where are you going? 27. So it doesn't seem like it's big move. Percentage-wise, it's a big effing move. Then you've got Oscar, which I brought up at 15. Now, I will not buy Oscar. Part of the reason I've said I won't buy Oscar is they are my insurance company and they are shit. But it got over $20. And I've said this, the 4-hour algorithm right there at $14. We've started to fill the gap. Where's the gap? Up to 20. Gaps get filled. Then you've got another news story. Okay, let's look at the chart first. But this one was a shut up and buy one where Buffett bought in. Okay, and 316 was a clear resistance. Old resistance turns to new support. Where are you in pre-market? You're at 320. So if you buy at 320 right now, you're in at 330. It's moved up even more. It closed at 320. You're at 330. Why? A couple of things. They popped after annual earnings outlook reaffirmed. They said, hey, we're going to still make the same amount of money. That means the stock is incredibly cheap. Incredibly cheap. Okay, at 19 times forward earnings. Incredibly cheap. And then United Healthcare rises after Medicare star ratings update. Boom. They got a bump. So UNH, I think, is not a bad play. Do I think Oscar is going to move more than UNH? Probably. It has the ability to because it's a smaller company. Again, small caps benefit during lower rate interest. The only reason United Healthcare is bumping up and moving the way that it is because it's taken such a far dip. Where do I think it's going? Probably over 400. Is that a good move? Probably. Coinbase, which is one that I announced to paid subscribers that I bought, seems to be settling in right at 300. 300 was a resistance level. Where's the 300 go back to? Right back here. In April, earlier this year, after it pumped in February, up in April, it went up to 300, pulled back to about 200. Then it pumped up to 300 again. Now, where's this one? 400. It's settling in nicely at 300. Crypto is getting a bid. CrowdStrike. And we're just going over charts right now. This is TrendSpider. CrowdStrike. Got to buy in the 4-hour algorithm at 424. I would have said buy it under 400, like I said, but the chart looks like it could turn up now. Just be aware. This is being lumped in with the street as software. Cybersecurity is being lumped in with software. And software hasn't gotten a bid. Even though AI, it's an AI market, and cybersecurity is one of the things that's needed in an AI market, this is not getting in. But I think this is a great long-term buy. Okay, the 4-hour algorithm makes you 231%. It wins 59% of the time. 22 positions over 24 months. Give it to me because I think it's pumping back up there and it will touch 500 again. Hood. Robinhood. They have their event at 8 p.m. tonight. Do you don't think that this one's going to pump after that event? They are going to announce something. The 4-hour algorithm got you in at 114. Okay? 4-hour algorithm, it doesn't beat buy and hold. But over the last 2 years, it's made you 751%. So I'd like it because, again, I'm in this one. I'm in at 98. I bought in 98 last week thinking, ooh, it might get added. And I let the paid subscribers know. NVIDIA, okay? You've been out of this in the 4-hour algorithm. It's at 168. Do I think it's going back up to 180? They just announced today that they got the approval to sell into H20s into China, but they're having some political difficulty. This is a ball. But again, the 4-hour algorithm had you out at around 180. So it provides you some protection. PanW, Palo Alto Networks. It's almost at 200. I've talked about it, how that 204, you might as well start selling if you want to take some profits. Is it going to pull back again? Similar to CrowdStrike, it is being lumped in with software. And I've given you Walmart. I told you buy Walmart at $97 because it's a $100 stock. Doesn't seem like a lot, but you add these wins up. It's officially over 100 now. It's at 102. Bank of America. I said it's a $50 stock. It got there. Button hook down. It is back under 50. When is it going to get over 50? Meta. I told you back in April, and we'll bring this up over the paid subscribers notes by month, but the 4-hour algorithm got you in at 752. It's at 756 right now. Are we going to move back to 800, and is it going to move higher? It's not, if you add in the amount of money that they bring in, if they pull back any kind of AI spending, boom, that's cash in the hand of shareholders. We talked about Oscar. FNMA, Fannie Mae. I brought up that before. That was up 11% yesterday. It's up a number of 5%. Boy, look at this 4-hour algorithm. It got you in here at $8.53. Where are you today? $13.99. I'm sorry, in pre-market, you're at $14.60. So let's bring up some of the positions that I've suggested 2 paid subs, some of them on the free ones. So let's go over it by month. January, it was all about Seeking Alpha's top 10. They were announced on January 15th. 2 of the top 10 are up over 100% year to date since then, with one of them up 162%. This one dipped back in April, by the way. Buying the dip in the 4-hour algorithm made some people 10 years worth of gains in just a few months. 5 of the top 10 are up 50% or more. 8 of the top 10 are up 20% or more. Only 2 are negative. Get the top 10. You can get the bundle that includes alpha picks, or you can just get the Seeking Alpha Premium, which comes with a free 7-day trial. This was in January. The other one in January that I gave paid folks was TLN. TLN back in January was a great buy. Sure, it dipped down here, but you are up an incredible amount right now. An incredible amount. 83% year to date. The way I found this, using Seeking Alpha, I just went in. I said, ooh, last year, VST was the number 1 S&P gainer. And I said, well, what's that? When I looked at it, TLN was the top independent power producer. And so I said, you know what? This one's worth hanging on to. Now, another one, what I found in Seeking Alpha, I went to Top Stocks, okay? Now, you're not going to see this in Top Stocks right here. It is number 16. It is IAG. I gave this one in February to paid subscribers. It's still a strong buy. Okay, 6 months, say 6 months, you're up 97% since I gave this one. 97%. Then in March, I gave folks LRN. Found it as a top stock in Seeking Alpha. Up 55% since then. Okay, that was March. Then in April, that's when I gave folks Meta. Meta was just one of them. It was one of the 4 that during this dip, I went in 6 figures in 4 of them, and I am up big on this one. It's not the most. It's not like Robinhood that tripled. But again, I gave folks that one. Risk reward. And in May, I gave people Hood. That's when I really started pumping Hood. Back in May, it was trading at about $50. Okay, I didn't buy it personally, but I outlined the thesis, and it was trading between $40 and $50. Kudos to those people, and I know a lot of people that took me up on that one, and I should have listened to myself. Instead, I waited until $98. I bought it at $98. I'm still perfectly fine long term, I think. Now, June, this was all about, again, a top stock lift. The top second half stocks that are up. One stock is up almost 200% since June. In just 1 month, 5 of the top 10 stocks are up 10% or more. All of these stocks are green year to date, ranging from 16% gain year to date to 209%. Now, July, I was on vacation. Paid newsletter subscribers, this was setting things up for August, okay? And the August watch list, July was setting it up for August. Yeah, the July watch list included Oscar. And that's where I brought up Oscar. And where was it trading? It was trading at $14. I said, this is probably a pretty good buy. It's getting some retail traction. It's now over 20. That's pretty damn good. And I saw this gap up there. Gaps get filled. Now, August. The August watch list. It included Nebius. Nebius is up 50% in pre-market. Why? They just inked a deal with Microsoft. This is one that I regret not buying. I do. I should have bought this one many times. And it's one that's gotten away, but it's still in its early foundation. Again, this one only goes back to here, back test back to here in October, 10 months. The 4-hour algorithm wins 57% of the time. It will probably get you in today's. It got you out here, but again, it will get you in. I probably just need to shut up and buy this one. The deal is with Microsoft. It's for $17 billion of infrastructure, and it can go up. So it should do really well. And in September, I've got this watch list. It's still fresh. The 16 names on the watch list are up a combined 4.35%, outpacing the market, with stocks that are up 209% in just the last month. So again, I give you a lot in the newsletter. Most of this is free. There are some paid, but you can see how TrendSpider, which you can get for $50 a month, and then this bundle, which again is about $50 a month for Alpha Picks and premium and Seeking Alpha Premium. Again, $100 a month. And all of those stocks were included. Now, am I saying this exact one is the one you want to do? No. But I'm providing you a lot of value. Okay? So let's talk about my number one stock, Apple. Apple's got their event today. It's the iPhone. It's been out there. They are reported to introduce a price increase. Now, this is a big deal because it's the first price increase, I think, in 4 or 5 years, somewhere in that neighborhood, and it's $100. Now, that may not seem like a lot, but when you look at Apple and their valuation, the problem with Apple has been the growth, and it's the revenue growth, 5% year over year. Now, those comps are lower. So if they introduce a price increase, it increases revenue. That is a good thing. But it's probably not getting them from 5% to 25% growth. Is this a super cycle upgrade? Probably not. The news is saying, no, it's not. What's most interesting to me is hearing about all the news anchors, analysts, and billionaires who say, yeah, I have an iPhone 8. I have an iPhone 11. Personally, I have an iPhone 13 Pro. I will be upgrading the iPhone. I will be getting a new watch when they announce it, and I will be getting the new AirPods. This is a super cycle for me. I am upgrading. So do I like the stock? Again, it's expensive. I told you a few days ago, once we got over that 240 mark, that my preference would be, if it wasn't a tax situation for the large majority of my shares, would be to sell out of Apple and go into QQQ. That's just my thought. Is this a sell the news? I would say yes. The reason is there's nothing that's coming out that's going to shock the world. They're not announcing that Siri is going to be ready. It's going to be ready next year. This run right here is because of that Google partnership and the law cases. Again, part of this was because Tim Cook went to the White House and the tariffs were taken off. But they're slowly chopping away at the bearish takes on Apple. But the one that they can't get away from is the year over year growth. And that's the problem when you're trading at 32 times forward earnings and your PEG ratio, we want it under 2, preferably under 1. It's at 3.12. So either the growth has got to explode or the PE has to explode. One or the other. And I just, with $100 price increase, without that super cycle happening, I don't see it happening. So am I bullish on Apple? I still own a lot of it. But year to date, this one is still down 5%. Understand that. It's still down 5%. We had that super run up to 260 at the end of last year. And it's just lagged. So I would stay with my recommendation. If you're not in a tax situation and you can do it, and I have been doing this, by the way, in my retirement accounts, trimming Apple and moving towards QQQ. It's just risk reward. Now, a risk reward, I've talked about how this market is crazy. Here's an IPO for you, okay? Gemini Space Station. This is a crypto exchange. This is like Coinbase. Okay. This is like Bullish from Peter Thiel, which was earlier. That was a huge IPO. Okay. this one will probably be the same. It's going to start trading on Friday. Now, the shares are said to price between 17 and 19. Expect that to be $35 by the time this damn thing comes out, because we're seeing what all these crypto exchanges and what this news is doing to all of these stocks. It's pushing them up. So keep your eye on this. I know a lot of people like to, put in, hey, I'm going to put in this. Just understand bullish, BLSH, I think. Yeah, BLSH. This hasn't worked out well for people. It hasn't worked out well for people at all. So if you got in, this one was priced at $20 or $30. If you got in pre-IPO, it worked out for you. If not, it didn't. So I know a lot of people want to do that. I would sit there and wait. That would be my take on it. Now, we've got some earnings after the bell today. You've got Oracle, you've got GameStop, you've got Rubrik, you've got Synopsys. You've got a lot of market moving stocks that could. Oracle specifically, $1.35 earnings per share. They reported $1.70 last time. That's huge. Again, lowered expectations. $15.9 billion in revenue reported last time. Their revenue expected this time, $15 million. Do I like Oracle? I love Oracle. Am I in Oracle? No. Why? I don't know. 4-hour algorithm gets you in at 239. You're trading at 238. Again, lowered expectations with all of these stocks beating. Maybe it makes sense. But for me, again, where is the risk reward? The Wall Street price target for Oracle is 251. That's a 5% upside. Even if they beat it, does it go past 251? Because their valuation is extended and the growth is not fantastic. It's 8% and 14% revenue growth. And if you don't know what that is, analyze it with AI. Go over here and just look at the growth. Robust growth with forward earnings per share growth at 20%, which is substantially higher than the sector's 11%. However, its free cash flow per share growth is negative rate, indicating potential cash flow challenges. So again, everything's explained to you here. It's just about risk reward. Now, I've got some scans in the 4-hour algorithm that I did. I will put it at the end of the newsletter, which is free. Disney gets a buy. You're going to see it when the candle opens today. Disney gets a buy in the 4-hour algorithm. Well, you saw it at 116. It's just, again, gaps get filled. This 118 gap, when you bought at 116, you knew it was going to. But I would argue the 120 is a resistance level. Until it turns to support, it's a resistance. So there's a bunch of other ones: OCTO, POWL, SMCI, TAC, some ETFs, VEA, VNQ, VOT. They're all in the 4-hour algorithm, and you can go and scan them if you have TrendSpider. Again, get the newsletter, and you can just scroll down to the bottom. Every newsletter, usually, if I have time, it usually has the scans right there. You can see it's bullish entries in the 4-hour algorithm. That's it. So if you have any questions, hit me up. I am on Linktree. That's where all your links are, by the way. It's TrendSpider. You can get TrendSpider for $50 a month. You can go up to $82 if you need the enhanced version. I always suggest that you get Premium and Alpha Picks. Premium, you can get a free 7-day trial on. If you get the bundle, you just save more money, up to $160. Alpha Picks, why do I suggest Alpha Picks? And I'm going to make this argument again. We are going into rate cuts. Okay, this is up 217%, while the S&P is up to 69%. The S&P should underperform small caps because the S&P are large cap stocks. And you can go and buy IWM if you'd like, but this one has just been a crazy laggard. By the way, where's that 244 from? If you had bought in October 2021, you're just getting back to even. You're just getting back to even. Again, are you up at this trend line? Yes. You've finally gotten back to the trend line because in April, you dipped hard And we dipped hard in alpha picks, but is it outperformed on the recovery, as has IWM? IWM doesn't outperform alpha picks though. Again, if you want small cap stocks, you need to find the right small cap stocks. And this portfolio has shown they can do it. It's 2 stocks per month, one on the 1st, one on the 15th. Then they tell you when to sell. And you just manage the portfolio. It's about maybe 30 minutes a week. But you get great emails about, hey, here's this stock that reported, here's this stock reported. And on Fridays, you get that great summary that I outlined today. So again, those are all my tools. You saw me use them today. If you have any interest in them, they are all on Linktree. Even my email address is on Linktree. So if you have any questions, hit me up. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Say bye.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.